Chiefs and Raiders. They have the third best point differential in their own division, and yet somehow they are 11-1. I said this to you yesterday on Countdown. They are the ESPN bet favorite to win the AFC and go to the Super Bowl. Are they your favorite?
Hell no. Absolutely not. And let me just give you a few little tidbits here. Yeah. That's why I think they're 1 and out. They're going to win. You know, they're going to have the bye. There's no question about it. They're going to be the number 1 seed. Absolutely. But let me tell you something. When you're winning by 1 possession, when I say you lack the knockout punch, it makes a difference. I'll prove it to you right here. In 2023, Steelers, all right, led in 1 possession wins. They lost in the first round of the playoffs.
Yes.
Okay, Vikings, 2022, lost playoff opener. What a surprise. Steelers back in 2021 won again, 1 possession scores, the most in the league. Guess what happened to them? Lost in a playoff opener. Every one of these things. Kansas City has won 9 games this year. Oh, but that's great. That's great.
By 1 possession.
Yeah, by 1 possession. Yeah, and when you're out, you're going to add to this list, and we're going to talk about you lack the knockout punch. Can I just mention Buffalo?
Yeah.
They've had 9 games where they've scored 30 points or more. They win by knockout. You're going to get knocked out in the first round.
And they did beat the Chiefs. That's the only loss that Kansas City has. It's worth pointing out. It's the only loss Kansas City has going back to last Christmas. So I see both sides of this. When I bring up that stat, Teddy Bruschi yesterday said, and I quote, Greenberg, I'm going to throw up if you bring up the point differential one more time, because he says winning teams know how to win. And when teams get in there, get into a fight against them like the Raiders did, they get tight. Because they look across the end, they say, you know what, those guys always win these close games, and they get tight. And Teddy would know, because he was on teams with the Patriots that used to do that. Are the Chiefs your favorite to come out of the AFC?
No, they're not. They're not. When I look at this Chiefs team, now I'm starting to see kinks in the armor as far as the defense is concerned. Mm-hmm. This is a team that, basically all year long, they've been led by the defense. As much as we, Harold Patrick Mahomes, he's the defense. And we're seeing busts in their defense, particularly in the back end. To me, that's a problem. Yeah, that's a problem with the
winning teams get at flaws and weaknesses. We know what the offense is. It's been like that for 2 years. Okay, they got to figure whatever. The defense, ever since those, the injuries, Snead not being there and then Watson not being there, that's their issue. You got to go through them. You got to go through them. I love Buffalo more than anybody on the planet. I still think you have to beat that dude when it's win or go home. I think Hall of Fame coach, Hall of Fame defensive coordinator, Hall of Fame coach or quarterback, when it's win or go home, it's different.
We're going to find football. We haven't been able to comment on this program on so many things that happened, including the Bears' firing of Matt Eberflus on Friday sideline, and the clock expires, and the Bears then allow Matt Eberflus to hold a press conference on Friday morning. They actually allowed him to talk to reporters on Friday morning, saying he expected to keep his job, and then fired him a short time after that, which is just yet another example of the extreme organizational incompetence that got us here in the first place. I've said it so many times, I don't need to be a broken record, but they have repeated the exact same pattern that doomed them with Mitchell Trubisky and doomed them with Justin Fields, and hopefully will not doom them with Caleb Williams, who is more talented than either of those other 2 guys put together. But this was an absolute disgrace. It started at the very top of the organization, and it doesn't end with the firing of Eberflus. Let's just start with that quickly. Rex, as you watch the ending of that game, and I don't want to relive it because now it's quite a few days ago, but it was mishandled to the point that there was just no other option for the Bears, right? To be clear from a head coach's perspective, it was that bad.
It was that bad. And quite honestly,
because we know the young man's talented. We know that Caleb's talented. We know this roster's talented. I don't think the decision can be just about Caleb, though. I think you get yourself into trouble when we think, well we got to hire this guy because it's the best for Caleb. No, you have to hire the best guy that's right for the football team. Now, I think they got to figure out what system, what scheme is going to be best for Caleb Williams. I would tell you one from a Kyle Shanahan, Sean McVay tree. I think that's the best scheme for Caleb to be in. But if they don't make this right hire, that's 15, 20 years of wasted talent.
I used to make the drive from the 313 Detroit to Chicago all the time when I played for the Lions. They might want to try making that drive from Chicago to the 313. They got a guy over there. They got a guy over there, Ben Johnson, he's all right? He's all right.
I think he's a terrible coach.
I think he's all right. Guy. You might want to look that guy up.
There's a big question. I really think, and I've said it to you before, Greeny, I think this is the next Bill Walsh. I really do. And the fact that he coached offense, I mean, yeah, of course that's a benefit. And this kid, like that, I love this one. They say, man, this guy's really playing well with Thomas Brown. Are you out of your mind? Wait till he gets Ben Johnson. Then you're.
Hey there, Chiefs Kingdom. Let's dive into what head coach Andy Reid had to say after our nail-biting 19-17 win over the Raiders. If you've been following the team closely, you know that Reid's press conferences always give us some insight into what's happening behind the scenes. And trust me, this one didn't disappoint. During his usual Monday Zoom call, Coach Reid reflected on Friday's game and shared a few key takeaways. First off, how about that win? Sure, it wasn't the prettiest, but a win is a win, right? Let me know in the comments how you felt watching that final whistle. Were you confident we had it, or were you biting your nails like I was? Now, Reid didn't just talk about the victory, he also hinted at some changes we might see going forward. But hang tight because we'll get into those in a bit. And hey, if you're enjoying this breakdown, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell. We're on a mission to hit 2,000 subscribers, and your support means the world to us. One thing that stood out was Reid's calm and calculated approach. He knows there's room for improvement, especially as we get deeper into the season. But here's a question for you. What's the one thing you'd like to see the Chiefs do better in the next game? Drop your thoughts below. Alright, let's talk about one of the biggest changes from the Raiders game, the swap on defense. If you were paying close attention, you probably noticed that Xavier Johnson didn't get much time on the field. Instead, Joshua Williams stepped in and wow, did he deliver. Defensive coordinator Steve Spagnuolo made the switch mid-game, giving Williams more snaps. By the end of the night, Johnson had played just 19% of the defensive snaps, while Williams logged a whopping 78%. And here's the kicker: Williams earned the highest Pro Football Focus coverage grade of any Chiefs defensive back during that game. Impressive, right? Coach Reid had nothing but praise for both players. He pointed out that Johnson is still recovering from major knee surgery, so the team is being cautious with his return. But Reid made it clear, we haven't given up on Xavier. That's good to hear because depth in our secondary is crucial, especially as we push toward the playoffs. Now, Williams' performance begs the question, should he be starting moving forward? It's a tough call, and I'd love to hear what you think. Who do you trust more in the secondary, Williams or Johnson? Drop your vote in the comments and let's see where the kingdom stands. Oh, and don't forget we're just getting started. Stick around because we've got more to cover, including some insights into the offensive strategy and the rising star of the wide receiver corps. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and join our growing community of Chiefs fans. Your support helps us break down every detail every week. Now, let's shift gears and talk about the run game, or rather, the lack of it against the Raiders. If you noticed that the Chiefs were throwing the ball more than usual, you're spot on. In fact, 76% of our offensive plays were passes. That's pretty pass-heavy, even for a team like ours. So why didn't we run the ball more? Coach Reid explained it during his Monday call. The Raiders' defense was stacking extra players to stop the run, making it tougher for guys like Kareem Hunt and Isaiah Pacheco to break through. Reid admitted, I've got to make sure I give the guys the right things. To run against that defense sounds like he's taking some responsibility there, which is exactly what you'd expect from a leader like Reid, stat-wise. Hunt and Pacheco combined for just 14 carries and 59 yards, an average of 4.2 yards per carry. Not terrible, but definitely not enough to keep the defense honest. Reid also hinted that the team will be working on adjustments to find better balance in the offense. After all, a solid run game can open up so many more opportunities in the passing game. Right now, here's a question for you. Do you think the Chiefs should focus more on the run in upcoming games or stick with the pass-heavy approach? Let me know in the comments. I'm curious to see what you think. And hey, if you're enjoying this breakdown, why not take a second to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications? We're on the road to 2,000 subscribers, and your support makes all the difference. Plus, you'll never miss a deep dive like this one. Alright, Chiefs Kingdom. Let's talk about one of the most exciting storylines this season, rookie wide receiver Xavier Worthy. If you've been watching closely, you know this kid is making waves, and Friday's game against the Raiders was no exception. Worthy caught 5 of his 7 targets for 54 yards. While those numbers might not jump off the page, it's the consistency and confidence he's showing on the field that really stands out. Coach Reid was full of praise, saying, "He's not a secret anymore, he's putting it out." They're for everyone to see, and he's right. Worthy is proving that he's not just another rookie, he's a reliable weapon for this offense. With 407 receiving yards on the season, Worthy is currently trailing only Travis Kelce, who leads the team with 637 yards. That's impressive company to be in, especially for a first-year player. Reid also highlighted how Worthy has earned the trust of both the coaching staff and quarterback Patrick Mahomes. And if there's one thing we know, having Mahomes, trust is a game changer. So what's next for Worthy? Can he keep up this momentum and finish the season strong? Do you think he has a shot at being the Chiefs' breakout player of the year? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your take. And while you're at it, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. We've got more breakdowns like this coming your way, and your support helps us keep the content flowing. Let's hit that 2,000 subscriber mark together. We can't talk about the Chiefs' success without giving credit to the mastermind behind it all, Andy Reid. Year after year, Reid proves why he's one of the best head coaches in the NFL. His ability to adapt, motivate, and bring out the best in his players is what keeps this team competitive, no matter the challenge. One of Reid's biggest strengths is his calm, calculated approach. Whether it's making mid-game adjustments, like swapping defenders, or taking responsibility for offensive play calling, he always finds a way to put the team in the best position to win. And let's be honest, how many coaches in the league can consistently develop young talent the way Reid does? Just look at guys like Patrick Mahomes, Isaiah Pacheco, and Xavier Worthy. But beyond the X's and O's, Reid's leadership creates a culture of trust and accountability. The players respect him, and that respect translates into effort and execution on the field. As the season heats up, you can bet Reid will have this team ready for every challenge ahead. Now, here's something for you to think about. What do you admire most about Andy Reid's coaching style? Is it his offensive creativity, his leadership, or maybe something else? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to know what you think. And if you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe and join our growing community of Chiefs fans. We're all in this together, and your support means everything. So there you have it, a closer look at Andy Reid's latest insights, the defensive shakeup with Joshua Williams, the challenges in the run game, and the rise of rookie Xavier Worthy. Each of these pieces plays a crucial role in shaping the Chiefs' season as we push forward. Looking ahead, the road won't get any easier, but if there's one thing we know, it's that this team thrives under pressure. With Reid at the helm, the defense finding its rhythm, and new stars emerging on offense, there's plenty to be excited about. The next few games will be critical in determining our playoff position, and I can't wait to see how it all unfolds. Now, here's where I need your help. What are your predictions for the next game? Will the Chiefs dominate, or are we in for another close one? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's get a conversation going. And before you go, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you never miss a breakdown like this. We're so close to hitting 2,000 subscribers, and with your help, we'll get there in no time. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Chiefs!